Welcome to the Walk and Talk with special guests. First one being Kaden Hart. First question I got for you is, what's your all-time favorite MLB player?
I'm gonna have to go Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
His swing's just my favorite swing to see. Just go
definitely.
back and watch videos of him. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And then the next one's a bit more free and fun. What's your go-to Gatorade flavor?
I'd say right now the Cool Blue.
Cool Blue. Okay.
That one's just tastes good when it's hot outside.
Oh, most definitely. With that, let's head to the pod. Peace. Part 2 for the Walk and Talk with Coach Mitchell. Same questions, but for the first one being, who's your all-time favorite MLB player?
It's an old Red Sox guy, Manny Ramirez.
Okay.
I saw him hit his 500th home run at Camden Yards in Baltimore, so that was a pretty cool memory.
Nice. That's a throwback right there for me. But the next question is, what's your go-to Gatorade flavor?
I'd have to say classic orange. You can't go wrong with a good orange Gatorade.
Yeah, no doubt. That's hard to beat right there. But with that, let's head to the pod. Peace. Welcome to the Patrick Show. This is season 3, episode 3, and here we're at hometown Oak Grove High School, home of the Grizzlies. I'm here with 2 big-time special guests, being alongside me, Coach Mitchell and Kaden Hart. Obviously, we're here at the baseball field, so we'll hit note about that and their journey, of course. But before doing so any further, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our merchandise as well. Stay tuned as we continue through our season with electric and exciting guests. But what I'll do again here is I'll start off with you, Coach Mitchell. Just go ahead and share with us, tell us a little bit about your journey, where you've been across the roads and things of that nature.
Yeah, I grew up right here in Davidson County. Lived in the actually Arcadia community.
Okay.
And attended North Davidson in high school, and after high school, went to UNC Pembroke for 2 years, played football and baseball there, and then transferred to Guilford College to finish out my collegiate journey, playing 3 years there, both sports as well. And then after college, this was actually my first job I got.
Nice.
I've been here now for 6 years. This will be my 7th. Spent 3 years here as the head JV coach for the baseball team, and then 1 year under Coach Meadows as our varsity pitching coach, and then the last 2 years as our varsity head coach. Also coached football here. I've coached the running backs my first couple of years, and then the past 2 years I moved over to the quarterback position. So I enjoy this community and enjoy what it has to offer and all of the support.
Most definitely. And then baseball phenom, athlete, legend here, Kaden Hart. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I grew up here. So my family's from Tennessee and Mississippi. So I started baseball in Welcome, then I moved to Thomasville, and then once I turned 12, I joined the Oak Grove community, and I've been at the middle school and the high school. This is my senior year, so I've been doing it all. I played football through middle school. I played my first 2 years in high school, and then injuries got in the way, so I just stuck with baseball. But I'm now committed to Virginia Tech, committed their sophomore year, and going into senior year, I'm ready to get rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we'll make sure we talk about the seasons here at Oak Grove and baseball and things of that nature. But before we continue any further, as always, what we do here on the Patrick Show, we'll make sure to start us off in prayer. So we'll go ahead and bow our heads for a short prayer. Father God, I thank you again for all that you do for each and every one of us, Lord. I just ask and pray that each and every one of us can lean upon you, that we can grow our faith, Lord. As it says in James 4:10, Lord, that we can humble ourselves and that you shall lift us up, Lord. I just ask and pray, Lord, that we don't be boastful, that we don't be prideful, but that we can humble ourselves, Lord, that we can be grateful, that we can be thankful for the blessings, the strengths and the weaknesses that you give each and every one of us, Lord. I just thank you and I give all praise and honor to the Most High, Jesus Christ. In the Lord's name that we pray, amen.
Amen.
And with that, we like to start this episode, start the show off hot, and we call that one there our hot take. And I'll start off with you, Kaden Hart, for this one. For our hot take, the question for you is, who influenced you the most to start baseball?
My dad did. So he played through high school, and he just grew up playing baseball. So he actually played football also, so that's
Okay.
who I got sports from in general.
Yeah.
And so baseball was always kind of my number one, and then football came along, but he's definitely made me play baseball from the start,
Yeah.
and it's kind of just grown on me as I got older.
Gotcha. Yeah, most definitely. And then what about you as well, Coach Mitchell?
Well, I wish I had another unique answer, but it was also my dad.
Yeah.
He got me in sports at a young age, and I mean he had me in everything. I played a little soccer back in the day, football,
Okay.
basketball, baseball,
Yeah.
swimming, whatever I could do.
Yeah.
He was all about sports, so that's kind of how my baseball journey started.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's great to see, you know, your dad, your father's influence impact you in the sports world and others, of course. And what we'll do, we'll go away from the hot take, and we'll start off with you again, Kaden Hart. When it comes to you, like you mentioned before already, your sophomore year, making the huge commitment to Virginia Tech, just share with us, tell us a little bit about the factors that led to that decision.
I actually started talking to a bunch of schools in the 8th grade.
Okay.
And once I came to the decision that I was going to go to Virginia Tech is because after I got hurt, a bunch of schools backed off of me, and they were the first school to give me more interest again and actually to offer me first for baseball. So it's kind of like they took a shot on me, so like why not take a shot on them also? And then the coaches, I love them. I love the campus, their facilities. So it's like a home away from home almost. So it's like it felt perfect. I fit in there.
Nice. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you want when you go to those schools and things of that nature. That's great. That felt like home, like you said. And with that, I'll ask you this question here, Coach Mitchell. It being your third season here over the varsity program, coaching Oak Grove baseball here, I guess my question for you, has it been everything you've imagined when it comes to the coaching aspect and world?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's things whenever you get into coaching that you expect to have to do and expect to do on day in and day out. But then there's also things that you don't really know that you have to do until you get the job.
Sure.
A lot of people always say you don't know how it feels until you actually have to do it. So that's the same thing goes with coaching. I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I have to do that have really taken me 2 years to get used to and understand what really goes into it on and off the field. But this community is great. Couldn't ask for a better place to start my head coaching career.
No doubt.
Don't see myself leaving here anytime soon. It's a fantastic place with a lot of talent from the middle school up to the high school.
Correct.
So it's a place that is rich in baseball, rich in community spirit, and it's a great place to be, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great answer right there. I love how you ended there. It's a great place to be. That's exactly right. Davidson County, the Grizzlies, of course, is a great spot to be. And what we'll start off, we'll talk a little bit about this past season. I'll go again back to you, Coach Mitchell. This past season, a tough schedule, a lot of great opponents that you guys listed and matched up against. I guess give us the idea of what the mindset was heading into this past season.
We're going to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
Year in and year out, we're going to play a tough schedule.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. I think it's the right thing to do. We play in a tough conference, so we have to be prepared for that conference schedule. Whenever we go against teams like North Davidson, Lefford, Central Davidson, teams in our conference that are genuinely pretty good.
Right.
So in order to do that, we prepare ourselves with a tough non-conference schedule. We want to go play the best. I think the last 2 years we've had a top 3 strength of schedule in all of 3A baseball.
Oh, wow.
So that's something that we kind of pride ourselves in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, our schedule's not getting any easier next year.
I like that. Where everyone loves to watch a challenge, of course. And I would talk to you again, Kaden. With that, that was your junior year there. What was the mindset heading into that, knowing the tough schedule and tough opponents?
Well, I feel like for as a team, we know we're going to play the best from around here.
Yeah.
And if we're able to play the best and we stay with them at the start of the season, we're not fully together as a family yet. Once it gets to the end of the season, we are a family. We know we can compete with these teams that are like the rankings last year. We were the underdogs in the rankings when we went into the playoffs, and we upset East Lincoln.
Right.
And I mean, when we get hot, and it's a family on the field. So once we get it rolling, we're going.
Oh yeah, Oh, yeah. Y'all definitely did catch a hot streak for sure. And we'll, of course, talk about that as well. And then with that, like I mentioned before, this tough scheduling, but it clearly led to success. And with that, I'll mention you guys finishing third in conference right behind North and Lefford. And again, those rivalry games of those two, how did those games and prepare you for the future? I'll start with you, Coach.
Yeah, I think back to probably our toughest week of the season. So this season we faced a ton of rain and had quite a few rainouts. And actually in high school baseball or in our conference, you play the same opponent twice in a week during your conference schedule. So each week kind of has its own team in your conference that you're playing. So our North Davison week, our second game against North Davison got rained out. Well, that game ended up getting moved to the middle of the Lefford week. So we had 3 games against our 2 toughest conference opponents, and I think back to that week, and we did everything we could, and we ended up going 2-3 in that week, and lost a 1-run game to North Davison, which we played those guys close every time. We were 0-3 against them this year, but it was by a combined 3 runs. So it was a 1-run deficit each time, and we went 3-0 against Lefford this year. So that we had their number a little bit. North had our number, and in our conference, I mean, there's tough teams up and down. I mean, we took a loss at Ashboro, probably one that we shouldn't have. Went to Central Davis in the first game of that series and got beat. So if we're able to win those 2 games, I think we find ourselves in at least second place at the end of the conference season. But that rivalry is great. Both rivalries are great. There's ties that are definitely deeper than baseball. I have a cousin who is the starting catcher at Lefford and has been a 2-time all-conference player there. Oh, wow. Coach Griff at North coached me in high school. Me and Lefford's coach played together in high school. So there's a lot of different aspects to the rivalry that people don't see.
Yeah, dude. That's something you can't make up there. A lot of their connections in between, of course, and those rivalries, that's something everyone loves. And of course, also those nail biters. But as well, back to you, Kaden, with those games, how did those rivalry games prepare you as well as the team?
Well, I feel like as a team, we're ready for those every year. Those are the weeks we prepare for the off season. I feel like all of us know plenty of guys on both of those teams, so it's out there and it's bragging rights at the end of it. So it's like if you win that game, the next day it's either you're going to be able to talk trash to them or they're going to talk trash to you. So it's like, and after that it's like, and if you win, especially against the Lefford boys, oh man, they got some the next day.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And what we'll talk about next is playoff play, where you guys were ranked 21, which I mean I thought was disrespect, if I must say. But how did the program embrace that underdog mentality, so to speak? And I'll go back to you, Kaden.
So I feel like a bunch of people thought we were going to be as well as we were the year before because we lost so many seniors. But I feel like as a group together, we knew we were losing seniors, and a bunch of people stepped up that year. And I feel like all of us had the dog mentality going into the end of the year, knowing that if we wanted to do something, that we're going to do something special just because we were underdogs in the situation. So we started hanging out a lot more, doing more, like, not just like friends, but we've came together closer as a family. And I feel like that's something that really helped us, knowing that we were way better than we showed during the regular season. And when the playoffs came around, we figured it out as family, friends, and as a baseball team.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. You clearly did figure it out together as one. And what about you, Coach? How did you guys embrace that underdog mentality, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were the best 21 seed in the state. I'm going to be honest with you. We during the season, I mean, we were young to start the season. We had a freshman catcher. We at one point started another freshman in the outfield during the year. We had 3 or 4 different sophomores who started, so those guys were still gaining varsity experience as the year went on. And as they got more comfortable, then the team got more comfortable, and they were able to kind of lean on those older guys a little bit to be able to learn from them and see how they do it day in and day out. And once those younger guys started to click a little bit, then the team started to roll. And we got hot at the right time, and we went up to AC Reynolds, who I think was the 5 or the 6 seed, beat them, and then went to East Lincoln, and we actually played East Lincoln 2 years ago, and their coach said, when I looked and I saw we were going to have to play y'all, I just shook my head. He said it's unreal we got y'all 2 years in a row. He said, but I look at y'all's schedule and I kind of see like, hey, they're a 21 seed, but there might be a reason they're only a 21 seed whenever you look at that schedule. But it prepares us. I mean, we were road warriors throughout the playoffs. Took a couple long road trips up to Asheville and then to Lincoln. But it was fun. I mean, it was a ride, and won 3 games, and obviously didn't make it to where we wanted to, but nothing to hang our heads on at all. It was a good year.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And again, it seemed like it was wins after win in the playoff play. What, like you mentioned before, going on the road, being road warriors, as you mentioned before. But if you had to say, Coach Mitchell, how would you guys? How did the hot streak really produce and start?
Kind of like Kaden said. I mean, everybody's starting to play together. Our seniors did a good job towards the end of the year of making sure that everybody was headed in the right direction. Some of our younger guys that might not have been as fully bought in at the beginning of the year really bought in towards the end. And in baseball, I mean, if you can get all 3 aspects of the game working at the same time, then it's going to be good for your team. And so we got everything working at the same time, and kind of the rest is history.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And is there anything else you'd like to add to that, Kaden?
No, I think he got it down packed.
Yeah, no doubt, exactly. I mean, you guys, the start bowling even hotter, I guess. I don't know. But that was phenomenal to see you guys continue to go throughout that playoff play. And then, of course, like you mentioned before, ending in the 4th round, deep into the playoffs against East Rand, who ultimately won it all. I guess just share with us, and I'll go with you, Kaden, just share with us about that game specifically and how the overall season shaped up in your eyes.
So that game, I felt like that game started off really well. So the first inning, I hit a 2-run bomb. So I felt like we started off, like the game started off like we're gonna do some damage. Yeah. And then I think they came out and they scored, 6, Coach Mitchell, in the first? And I feel like we started putting the ball in play still, and it wasn't getting down. And then it just kept rolling. They kept scoring. It was kind of like we did our jobs. We got there. We tried to produce. I mean, it happens. It's baseball. Baseball's hard. Games don't always go your way. Yeah. But I felt like as a team we were prepared for that game. We just didn't have our best stuff that day, and it happens.
Right. It does. It happens to the best of us, no doubt. And with you, Coach, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, East Rowan, top to bottom, was probably one of the best hitting teams that we saw the entire year, along with Letford and probably Reagan, as far as swinging the bat goes. But top to bottom, they were legit. Their shortstop got drafted. What round was it, Kaden?
The 3rd round.
3rd round. So he was good, Cop Hightower, and they had guys up and down the order that swing it, and they played a little small ball against us, and they just did things the right way, and they've got tradition at East Rowan, and so it's a good program to lose to, even though you don't want to lose to anybody, but you know that they do things the right way, and you go up there and the atmosphere is unlike anything. I mean, there's fans lined all the way around the field. They got a big little box out in left field with fans sitting, and it's a legit place to play, and that's kind of what we want to strive to build here at Oak Grove is that tradition. You know, we're still a young school with only 7 years under our belt, so it's going to take time, but if we keep having success like we're having and making deep playoff runs, everybody's going to know who Oak Grove is, and everybody's going to see us on our schedule or on their schedule and know that they're going to get a game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And with that being said, we'll look ahead, talk about the future here, and I'll go back to you again, Coach Mitchell. Having, if I'm not mistaken, 7 of the 20 people within the roster being graduates. Just share with us some names, some faces that we can expect outside of Kaden Hart, of course, starting this upcoming year.
Yeah, anytime you graduate 7 guys, there's going to be spots to fill, and players that are going to have to pick up in production and do things at a little bit higher level than they did the past year. some names obviously going forward that are going to be a big part of our program. Obviously, Kaden.
Right.
Carson Everhart, who was a junior right-handed pitcher, outfielder, is going to be one of our guys on the mound. Seth Yarborough, nicknamed Peanut. That's Peanut to us. He's going to be another one of our main arms on the mound. Cam Sharp, our first baseman Max Hurt, who got his first varsity season under his belt last year and really came along towards the end of the year, is going to be a big part of our offensive attack. And then obviously our catcher coming back behind the plate, who's now got a year of varsity experience under his belt, and he'll be a sophomore. So a bunch of young guys running around out there, but I think we'll have 3 seniors next year.
Yeah.
So, but the future is still bright for Oak Grove, and I like what we're going to have next year on the field.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you don't mind adding or sharing, Kaden, who are the other seniors that we can expect with you?
So Brendan Keith, I'm 90% sure he's coming back, and Max Hurt.
Okay.
So Max has always been, I've played with him for a long time. I've been playing with him since I was maybe 10, playing against him, with him, whichever. Yeah. So he's always been, he's competitive. He's going to try his best no matter what. Brendan Keith is a little bit smaller guy, but he's gonna put in the work to try to do his best for you no matter what.
Yeah, that's what you love. That's what you need there for sure. And I'll go right back to you again, Kaden Hart. I mean, share with us a little bit about, being here within the Oak Grove program. How has Coach Mitchell and others prepared you for the future at Virginia Tech?
I feel like they've prepared me very well. So, like freshman year, sophomore year, I was with Coach Mitchell all the time. He was a running back coach and everything. So I've spent plenty of time with him. He's always helped me to kind of drive myself to be my best. Then you add Coach Crease on. Coach Crease on was the one who talked me into playing football in the first place. Almost talked me into it again this year, but I pushed that to the side. I put them cleats up for retirement. But I feel like every coach here gave me a big impact on some sort of my life when it comes into school,
That's good.
On the field, off the field, and just as a person in general. I feel like I've grown to, like, I wouldn't say a man, but closer than I have been. I'd say the teachers, they're the best teachers around here. You're not going to get any better.
That's great.
The technology here is it's way above other schools around here, I think personally. That's all I really got to say. Oh, Miss Stroud, she's a little pushy sometimes, but she wants the best for our school, best for everybody here. So it's like some people don't understand why she does things, but everything she has is there's a reason behind it. She wants the best for her students, for her teachers. So it's like some people don't understand, but at some point they're going to understand when they get into their future and like, wow, she changed my life by making me understand that there's a real world out there. Not everything's just small.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. I really do appreciate you adding that and sharing that input. And I'll go back to you, Coach Mitchell, regarding that. I guess if you had to say maybe there's 1 or 2 traits or influences or impacts you want to leave with your kids, with your athletes, what would those few characteristics be?
As cliche as it sounds, being a good person, being a good husband in the future, being a good dad in the future. Having an impact on their life outside of this fence, understanding that there are bigger things in life than baseball. Wins are going to come, losses are going to come, but in life there's going to be wins and losses, and it's how are you going to respond during tough times during your life when things don't go your way and you face adversity. So that's something I like to preach on a lot is facing adversity. How do you respond to adversity? What's the next step? How do we go up from that adversity and then push ourselves to success? So it's not as much on the baseball side as the impact that I try to have is more of growing these young men or growing these boys into young men.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing to hear, and the impact, of course, that you guys are having on the class to continue going forward. And what we'll do here, I guess, just looking ahead, just for fun, jokes and giggles, should I say, who are some of the favorite MLB teams that you guys follow?
You want to start me?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So I like the Braves.
Okay.
My dad's always been a Braves fan, so he's kind of grew up on me. I like watching baseball in general. I have to say I like the Braves just because my dad's he's he's a hard-on Braves fan.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I like watching any type of baseball. Like right now, I like watching the Yankees. They just got Jazz Chisholm, so it's like they're a fun team to watch. Bunch of energy. It's in the Bronx, so fans are crazy. So it's just, those games are fun to watch. Braves games, fun to watch. Just any baseball, I feel like in general, is fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I agree. And then what about you, Coach?
Yeah, so I grew up a Red Sox fan. My family's always been Red Sox fans. With that being said, I mean, I can say that I do like the Braves. I've been to quite a few Braves games whenever I was younger. So I guess that's kind of the closest team to us. So being able to go see some MLB games, that was our best option. And then the Red Sox obviously have always kind of been my favorite team.
Gotcha. And then what I'll do real quick again, I know you guys, you being also an ex-college athlete with football and baseball as well, I guess could you share any insight to Kaden or other young college athletes, what are some expectations or something that you could encourage us about?
Yeah, I tell my guys all the time that it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. You really don't know how it is until you do it. So going into college, I was naive and didn't really know what to expect, and got there and was a little bit overwhelmed. One good thing that I did was I found some of the older guys to lean on and kind of learn from them and see how they do things. Time management's a big key whenever you're in college. You don't have somebody standing over top of you all the time telling you exactly what to do and when in your free time. So that's very important, especially when we're talking about taking care of our classes and our grades. But the sport aspect, it's like a job. I mean, there's always something going on, whether it's in the weight room, meetings. And with me doing 2 sports in college, it was like I had a full-time job and not a part-time job. So it was a lot, and I try to tell our guys to be prepared for that. And whenever they get overwhelmed, I tell them that I'm only a phone call away. So I can talk to them and give them any advice that I feel like I can give them. I'm willing to do. So.
That's awesome. And then obviously you being the Virginia Tech commit, I guess what's the most exciting thing, or what are you most excited for heading out there?
Football games. Football games are something else. I've been to a bunch, so I was recruited by them for football during sophomore year, so I've been to my few games. Then I get tickets for baseball and everything. So those games are they're awesome. They'll make you think, like, if every football game's like this, you wouldn't want to be nowhere else. I've been to those games, and it's like you see all these college students. You're like, they're out here living their life. So it's like, I'm coming here to play a sport, what I love, and I want to live my life doing. And I get to just hang out with people and then go enjoy football games, hanging out with friends while I get to do what I love, playing baseball.
That's awesome. I haven't been to a Virginia Tech game myself, but I'm sure it's different compared to others.
I've been, and the enter man is unlike anything you've ever seen. Everybody's jumping. They got concrete bleachers in the end zone, and you could literally almost feel the concrete moving underneath your feet. It's unreal.
Oh man, I guess that's a place I need to go to myself. And what we'll do as we wrap up, we'll go with the big time question. But are you fellas ready for the big time question?
I'm ready.
All right,
as ready as we're gonna get.
Let's do it. I'll start off with you, Coach Mitchell. I guess when it comes to baseball, whether or not it's been an athlete, a coach yourself, what's been the most rewarding thing you've been able to do when it comes to baseball yourself?
Just seeing these kids grow. I had the unique opportunity my first year coaching. I moved up with some kids from the JV level that I coached as freshmen and sophomores, and was able to see them continue to grow until they were seniors. And it's really rewarding to see how, number one, their maturity level changes. Number two, how they change physically, getting bigger, stronger, and becoming better at the game of baseball. And it's fun to watch, to see them be able to accomplish some of their dreams, and for some of our kids to be able to take that next step like Kaden's going to do and go to the next level and have an opportunity to not only get their education but continue to play a sport they love. It's rewarding, and that's the reason that I got into coaching. I love that aspect of being able to put a lot of time into something to see results right in front of my face.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure it's great to see growth through various levels, of course, with that. And again, with you, Kaden, I know, you're still young, you still got a lot of baseball ahead, but I guess what's been the most rewarding thing you've been able to see within baseball?
I get to meet new people. I love making new friends, traveling. I get invited to showcases. I actually just got home from Alabama about a week ago for an MLB showcase.
Yeah.
And it's just being able to go and show your skills in front of a bunch of scouts and know that you've worked hard growing up and get to this point now. It's like it's all starting to pay off. All the time you've taken for yourself, and then be able to make friends just makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, completely. That's awesome. And what we'll do, as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as this was an awesome, exciting episode here on the Patrick Show. But I'll give you both guys another opportunity to give you guys the floor. If there's anything else you guys would like to add, share, or any encouragement or shout outs, you name it. So I'll start with you, Coach Mitchell.
Yeah, I'll give a couple of shout outs. First of all, thank you for being here, Patrick. Great to see you. I actually coached you for a few years in football, so it's fun to see you doing what you love and succeeding at that. And also want to give a shout out to our administration and our athletic director, Stan Smith. They do a great job of supporting our athletics and giving us the best ability that we can to help our athletes succeed. I want to give a shout out to the rest of my coaching staff for the baseball team who put in tireless hours out here and don't get paid enough, but they do it because they love it like I do. And then last but not least, I want to give a shout out to my family, especially my wife. She doesn't see me a lot, especially during the fall and spring whenever I'm coaching. She's at home with our daughter right now as we speak, who's 9 months old now. So definitely big shout out to her. She's very supportive. If you come to an Oak Grove baseball game, there's a 99% chance she's going to be sitting right over there up against the fence and be our #1 fan. So big shout out to her.
Yeah, no doubt. And congratulations on the newborn as well. And anything else for you, Kaden? Just giving you a floor. Anything you want to share?
I was just thank you for shooting me the text, being able to come out here and do this with you.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you for a while, so I was like, maybe one day he'll shoot me a text and we'll be able to do something. I want to say thanks to Coach Mitchell for just helping with everything. He comes out here every day, takes time out of his family to come out here with the baseball team and try to grow us as a team, as a family, and as just a community in general, because we'll come out here and we do the summer, we do the kids camps. I've never been able to go to one because I've been out of town, but that's something I feel like what's a big step for our community. Then I want to shout out my Nana and my dad and my family. They've paid a lot of money for me to do what I do now, and hopefully one day I'm able to pay that back with being on the TV.
Yeah, that's right. That's a big time goal. I'm definitely rooting for you guys, rooting for Oak Grove and the program as well. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out our merchandise as well. And as we head out, we typically just say peace on 3. Sounds good with everybody?
All right.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Peace.
Done deal. Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.